Tom Wolpat posted a video at his fishing cabin.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's actually a really good guitar player.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are headed to our buddy Glen's house. We're going to be wrenching on his 1970 Chevy Chevelle, and we're going to be helping him with a disc brake conversion on that car. He's been doing a lot of suspension stuff that we'll go over and get into later, but right now we're going to head to his house and see what he's up to. We'll see you there. Square radius in 3 weeks. Really? I'm not kidding.
Yeah, well, he only has to drive 3 miles to
yeah,
work.
I don't have to do anything, but here we are. Yeah. All right, guys. So here we are at my buddy Glen's house. We're about to do some wrenching on his Chevelle. We're gonna give you guys like a quick run around of the car, what the car means to Glen, things we've done with it in the past, and we'll get started on whatever he's got going on today. So guys, this is my buddy Glen's 1970 Chevelle. He's had for about 2 years, roughly 2 years. For the most part, it is mechanically stock, or was mechanically stock up until a couple of months ago. The car was originally a 307 car. It's got probably a mid to late 80s GM 350 crate motor in it right now. And
Goodrich.
yeah, so like I said, mechanically stock. The most that he's done with this thing is probably drive it to work, enjoy it, take it to Cars and Coffee. But he did a year or so ago go on Power Tour 2019 with me and my brother and dad, and took it on the road with our Chrysler New Yorker. I rode with Glen the duration of the trip. It was awesome to be in this car. It's just, this is one of those iconic early 70s GM muscle car body styles that everybody knows and loves. It's a pretty solid car. It's mostly a survivor. It's gotten a paint job at some point in its life, and some interior modifications as well. That kind of, we question the taste in those modifications.
Stretch and staple. Stretch and staple.
Car was, I guess, appears to have originally been bought in Alabama, so it's a pretty solid car where it counts. Really great starting platform for learning about muscle cars and tinkering and enjoying the muscle car era. So what he's done recently with this car is he's
thrown all the money at it.
He's thrown all the money at it. He bought a QA1, basically the front suspension components for it, right?
Yeah.
So,
single adjustable shocks, and then tie rod adjustment sleeves.
Okay.
And then just redid the upper and lower control arms with the hopes of buying QA1 in the future.
There you go. And replacing
Ball joints, typical stuff.
all the stuff that goes
joints,
bad.
bushings.
New shocks, new replacement stock springs in the back. And the big thing that we want to focus on today is the disc brake conversion that he bought. And that is mostly a disc brake conversion made up of what would have been stock components on some cars, correct? Or is that?
Yeah. It uses kind of the stock, stock brake booster, stock master cylinder, and then obviously it gives new rotors.
Okay.
That kind of deal.
He also has this dope 12 bolt to put in the Joker.
We're gonna get to that eventually.
Oh, yeah, that's not
slowly rebuild.
Yeah, that's not.
The creme de la creme is the Holley EFI.
Yeah.
Sitting in the box. We just looked at the air motor fuel tank that he has sitting over there, the Stealth fuel tank, the whole Holley EFI system, which is going to be super dope to put on this thing. I really kind of want to be involved when he decides to do that, because I'd love to see what it takes to get one of these cars running on that system.
Yeah, we've never put EFI on a.
They're so cool looking, and I cannot wait to see how turnkey reliable this thing is after that thing happens.
Awesome.
And plus, it's going to look super dope too. Prepping for Power Tour 2019. Last summer, before we left, what did we do to the car? We did fan shroud.
We just did cooling stuff.
New thermostat. We wanted to make sure this car, we were all freaked out about these cars staying cool, idling with a whole bunch of cars in the street and everything. So thermostat, fan shroud. We tried to put a charge on the original.
No, we did. We did put a charge.
Did.
Yeah.
It worked.
Pulled a vacuum on the
It
original
still works.
AC system.
It still works.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And we put coolant in it.
Yeah, and we turned it on, and it worked.
It did work when we.
Sounded like it was gonna break though.
But when we had it on, and sitting still with a whole bunch of cars,
not happy.
people thought something was self-destructing.
Yeah.
It was a horrible sound.
Yeah, it was bad.
So it's definitely going to eat itself to death at some point. I'm trying to remember if we did anything else. We looked at brakes.
Bled the brakes.
We did. We looked at brakes just to make sure that they were in good working condition.
Looked at the shoes and looked at the shape of the drums and everything.
And said that they were fine, which, you know,
Then we went.
They were
Then
good enough. So we left, we left, drove to Charlotte, met up, at your other apartment.
Yeah,
at your other apartment.
Yeah.
Drove to Charlotte that day. That was a pretty inconsequential, uneventful trip. And from there went to Martinsville the next day. The trip from Martinsville to Bristol was
to Mount Airy, basically, is where we went.
Mount Airy, was the white knuckle.
Was it Highway 50? I can't remember the name of that. I can't remember the name.
It was a white knuckle, winding road, mountain.
Oh, hilarious.
It was so much fun.
So fun.
It was both feet on the brakes.
There were a bunch of modern muscle cars stuck behind because they were following us in the C-body.
Yeah.
They were following Dad and I in the C-body, and I was driving the New Yorker, and that thing wouldn't stop at all. We got to the bottom of the hill. We're at the end of that thing, and I had both feet on the pedal, and it rolled straight to the stop sign. The stop sign. I couldn't stop going down the hill.
The same.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
You were with the original steering wheel on it, and the old drum brakes. You were using a lot of steering wheel and a lot of foot power on the brakes and everything. But it was one of the coolest things we've ever done. I really hope that we can do it again. This dude's got to get married this fall, so we're using. Between the crap that's going on right now with coronavirus, we're using vacation days right now. Plus getting married, so he's got to conserve that kind of stuff.
Power tour is probably not going to happen anyway. But
we need to do it again. If you guys have not done it,
we can at least go on that route again.
It's one of the coolest things you will ever do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
As a hot rod driver, even though it doesn't involve racing, just socially being involved with these people for 5 days straight, or in our case, 2.5, 3 days. It was awesome.
Super fun.
So from there, 3 months ago, we took the car to Cars and Coffee one more time, pulled it in here, and tore the front end out from underneath it, and forced Glen to start
cutting.
Working on
they left removing the springs just to be
right. So
they were like, okay.
We got to.
All right, we gotta go.
Hey,
we gotta
see
go
you later. Have fun. So he's actually been doing a lot of work. Like seriously, the car looks a lot cleaner underneath there. The QA1 shocks are in. Replacement springs are over the front axle, and new KYB shocks out back. So today he's removed the booster. We need to probably address this bracket right here. See what we need to do to install the front disc brakes, and we'll take you guys on that journey and try to give you some cool shots and have some fun along the way. Possibly the super win for today would be maybe putting the car back down on the ground under its own weight. So we'll see how far we can get.
The rear's ready to put the wheels back on, isn't
Pretty
it?
much, yeah.
We just got to put the brake lines.
Brake lines on it.
Brake lines on it.
Which won't take very long.
No.
So anyway, we're gonna get to work and take you guys along with us.
All right. So the brake system is done. Why don't y'all go take a look at the master cylinder and the proportion valve and everything? This is it all got relocated. So here is the new booster, master cylinder, proportioning valve, and we've run most of the lines underneath the car and where they're supposed to be up here at the proportioning valve. I'm not gonna lie, Blaine and Glenn have done most of the on their back, really dirty work. Yeah. We've got the booster hooked up to the brake pedal, and I think now we're gonna do our best in the next hour and a half to
I think I'm gonna put the spring.
put the brake assembly together on the new spindles. So we got the spindles right here. We're gonna set these on. We need to get our sway bar end links in place. Probably first, I guess. And yeah. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Things are messy. We need to sweep up.
Which you want to use? You want to use the 2-finger method. Slap it on there like that. And take the bearing, which I've already done this a little bit. Grease comes up through there. They make machines to do this, and yeah, whatever. Make sure your hands are clean. I usually wear gloves. Well, I try to. Most of the time I don't. And then my hands smell like dinosaur guts forever. And then you just kind of jam it up in there. And then you can kind of see it. It's coming up through there right there. See? And you just do that all the way around. Then spin it a couple times and make sure that you've got it in there all the way around.
That smells good.
It does smell good.
High heat wheel grease.
I think ours has lost a little bit of flavor because of its age.
Oh, probably that.
Yeah, I mean, ours is probably like
It's like really
10 years old at least. Try 25 years old. So guys, we're trying to plan for the next stage of the process, which is the EFI conversion with a Holley setup. This is Glen's Aeromotive fuel tank that's already got a sending unit in place and AN fittings. We're just trying to discuss how much line we're gonna have to order to turn this into a return system, because these things are set up with not only a supply line but a return
that
fitting
thing
like a
gorgeous
modern
though?
car. So yeah, that is gorgeous. But I guess 20 to 30 feet would probably do it.
That'd be plenty to be careful with.
That's gonna be a learning process. But that thing is gorgeous. I mean, that is. I'd almost have to take that thing apart just to look at how awesome looking it is.
How big's the pump that's in it?
240 liters per hour, I think is about.
What is that good for? Is it like 600 horsepower?
650 horsepower.
Aeromotive. Established 1994. It's a good year.
What a good year.
That was a good year.
Both y'all were born?
So guys, we've effectively installed nearly an entire brake system today. We got the lines on from front to back. We've got the booster, master cylinder, proportioning valve on. The entire hub assembly, spindle, all that is on. The rotor is on. The only thing that's not in place is the caliper. Glen's gonna spend some time by himself and button all that up. And then I guess when we come back, he's probably gonna need help bleeding that kind of stuff. So we're gonna probably come back at some point, bleed the system, put it down on the ground, and see if we can go for a drive and see what the new suspension feels like. We're probably gonna need to bring the nose of the car up a little bit. I'm sure it's gonna be pretty low. We're not gonna know what that's gonna look like until we just set the car on its own weight. And yeah, that's a pretty successful day. It's a lot of stuff.
How much wrenching was that? Was that like 6 hours?
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7 or 5
There was nothing really that took us a long time except for getting a lot of brake lines together.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
So when we come back to help him bleed the brakes, the next big thing to tackle, probably before the 12 bolt, is going to be the Holley EFI system, where we really want to get this thing electronically fuel injected and have that thing up and running, do the fuel tank. But eventually we do want to put this 12 bolt that he's got sitting here in. That's going to take a little bit more work, but it shouldn't be that difficult to knock out with the right tools.
We'll say why we're putting that in there. We wouldn't put a 12 bolt in if we're gonna keep a small
So why
block.
do we want a 12 bolt? The obvious answer is we want both tires to turn in the burnout.
Yeah.
Of course. We want dual stripes. Oh, and eventually We want a 502 in this
Oh,
thing.
Yeah, we're gonna put a big block.
Big block headed.
We're gonna put a big block
One
Chevy in
day,
this thing.
One day.
One day.
Yeah,
We're gonna
buddy.
get the car dialed and have it way more enjoyable as
Yeah.
just as a daily driver. And then when we've got the car outfitted for handling a lot more horsepower, a 502 or a big block of some displacement will be in the future. So we're gonna do that. But yeah,
Preferably one over 500 cubic inches.
Yeah, prefer.
something
Yes.
over 500.
Yes.
So yeah, that would be a big block. That's why you would need this. But really, you want both tires to
Both
turn to
tires.
burn out.
Yeah, we don't want these one leggers.
One-wheel people.
Yeah, no.
Although those tires do have way too much tread.
Yeah,
on
way
them.
too much.
They
tread.
do, yeah.
We're gonna have to roast them before
Yeah.
the BFGs arrive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, pretty successful. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends. Follow us on Pawpaws_Speed Shop on Instagram and Facebook. And we will see you guys next time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.